Very good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the current affairs class. I hope you all are doing well. So today we have a bit of change in what we have been discussing in CA. Now onwards, as you must have seen the thumbnail itself, we are going to discuss banking and finance current affairs. Okay, banking and finance CA. So, and it would be a shorter duration class as well. So it becomes easier for you to revise. All right. So it is going to be banking and finance CA. We will be including regulatory bodies news, banking news and ESI news, whichever are relevant for you. I hope the audio and video is good. So let's begin with the class. We are going to cover 2nd March 2025 today. Okay, 2nd March. So first segment, the ESI finance and business news. We have one news which is manufacturing PMI dips to 14-month low in Feb 2025. PMI, the Purchasing Managers Index, you all know, provides insight into the economic activities. So if we are talking about manufacturing PMI tells you about the economic activities in the manufacturing sector. The Purchasing Managers Index has been at 14-month low of 56.3 points in February. Basically 56.3. Now if you see 56.3, it has declined too, but still it is above what is considered as normal range. So above 50 PMI ka figure, remember, if it is above 50 PMI denotes expansion only. So although it has declined, but still it reflects expansion. Remember that, right? Now moving on to regulatory bodies news, we have very important news here. SEBI has allowed all NBFCs, including the housing finance companies, to invest in security receipts issued by ARC, asset reconstruction companies. See, first of all, I will be explaining you how does this mechanism works, security receipts. So you know what are asset reconstruction companies, right? What is the news? First of all, remember, the news is now all NBFCs, which was not the case earlier, including housing finance companies, they are allowed to invest in such security receipts which are issued by asset reconstruction companies, ARCs. So this is the news. In that case, what was the previous rule? Previously, not all the NBFCs were allowed to do this. So only non-deposit taking NBFCs with an asset size of rupees 50 crore and above were allowed to invest in security receipts at that time. Remember that, right? So here you need to understand what are these security receipts, and if they are issued by ARCs, how does the mechanism work? First of all, you all know what are asset reconstruction companies. So under SARFAESI Act, they are basically established as a mechanism to buy the bad loans, the NPA from the banks or other institutions, right? What they do is they buy the bad loans, they buy the NPA, and then they try to recover it or securitize it so that it helps banking system clear off their balance sheets. Asset reconstruction companies, right? Now what are these security receipts? See, suppose there is this ARC and there is a bank. Now this bank has suppose NPA of 10 crores. For example, this bank has an NPA of 10 crore. Non-performing assets, you all know, the loans which have stopped, earning interest to the bank, or they are not coming back, they are not being paid back. So 10 crore NPA hai bank ka. Now what happens is ARC purchases it at say 8 crores, whatever. For example, right, ARC ने इस bad loan को purchase किया, suppose 8 crore. Bank accepts 2 crores of haircut. हेयर कट क्या है? Any reduction. See, it is better to recover 8 crores, to clear off 8 crores from your balance sheets rather than having 10 crores of NPA, isn't it? So this haircut, basically, haircut means what? Suppose I'm owing someone 10 crores and it is better not to lose entire 10 crores and recover at least as much as possible, right? So this reduction which they accept is haircut. Haircut bank ने accept किया, इसने ARC को loan बेचा. Now what does ARC do is, ARC via a trust, एक ट्रस्ट के थ्रू इशू करेगी सिक्योरिटी रिसीट्स. सिक्योरिटी रिसीट्स. These security receipts will be issued by the ARC via a trust. To whom? This is also important. To whom? These security receipts will be issued to qualified institutional buyers. जो आपके high net worth individuals होते हैं, qualified institutional buyers होते हैं, QIBs. It will be issued to them. Right? अब इसमें फायदा किस किस का है? So see, बैंक ने अपना बैलेंस शीट क्लियर कर दिया, ARC ने सिक्योरिटी रिसीट इशू की. ये रिसीट क्या है? इट बेसिकली इज अ पेपर विच इज reflective of your interest into it, right? You will get a portion of it. So suppose QIB ने इसको purchase किया. Now what happens is QIB अपना पोर्शन रख लेगा और ARC का सपोज इसमें इस सिक्योरिटी रिसीट में ARC का पोर्शन है 5%. ARC का स्टेक है 5%. So इससे जो भी अर्न होगा 5% would go to ARC and remaining 95% would go to QIB. This is how they try to securitize the bad loans. This is the entire mechanism. तो ये जो सिक्योरिटी रिसीट्स की बात है, अब इसमें है कि when you have issued it to say qualified institutional buyers, now NBFCs can also invest into these securities. NBFCs earlier were also allowed but not all were allowed. So now investment जो भी आना था उसमें housing finance companies, including housing finance companies, they will also be eligible to invest into these security receipts. This is the entire news and the mechanism. I hope the concept is clear. Yes or no? Anyone? Right? So remember, and what was the previous rule? Previously, only non-deposit taking NBFCs, those who had an asset size of 50 crores and above, were allowed to invest. Now, all NBFCs and housing finance companies can invest in security receipts, widening the scope of participation. Now, moving on to banking news. Banking news में you have Indian Overseas Bank has launched a new facility enabling customers to download their housing loan interest certificate directly from DigiLocker. DigiLocker, you all know, is a platform which provides you to secure, to save your documents in the digital format, and you can access them anywhere in the authentic format, right? So you need not go take screenshot of photos of your documents. If it is uploaded online on DigiLocker, government websites, they accept the digital format documents, right? Directly they can fetch it from your DigiLocker, right? So DigiLocker में Indian Overseas Bank ने एक नई facility they have launched, that is, you can download your housing loan interest certificate directly from DigiLocker. So it's say banking accessibility would improve and it would provide more easy banking access. Next news is HDFC Bank has recently executed the first ever trade in gold by any bank on India International Bullion Exchange. That is going to be very important fact. Please remember that. Which bank? HDFC. HDFC has done what? It has executed the first ever trade in gold. Gold में जो हमारा bullion market है, gold में it is first ever bank to trade on India International Bullion Exchange, IIBX, India International Bullion Exchange, under the special category client nominated bank category. ये करने वाला first bank है. Okay, on India International Bullion Exchange. This has been informed by India International Bullion Exchange, GIFT City, Gujarat. You know about India International Bullion Exchange, bullion market ka exchange hai, right? And it is located in the GIFT city itself. This trade was conducted on 28th February 2025, and then it was the import of gold through the IIBX ecosystem by HDFC Bank and paved the way for other nominated banks to follow the suit. Other banks now will be participating. So, but this has been first traded by HDFC, remember, on IIBX. And what is IIBX? You already know is IIBX is India's first international bullion exchange. International bullion exchange. Next you have is Yes Bank recently has joined forces with World Trade Center Mumbai to host the prestigious Export Conclave 2025 at Yes Bank House. So World Trade Center ke saath it has joined hands. It will be hosting Export Conclave 2025. So remember, Export Conclave 2025 would be hosted by whom? The conclave would be hosted by Yes Bank. Then very important news coming from here. Bank of Baroda recently has been awarded ISO 22301 2019 2019 Business Continuity Management System Certification, BCMS. So this certification has been awarded to Bank of Baroda from British Standards Institution, BSI, from British Standards Institution. What does it imply? So first of all, you need to remember the name. It has been awarded to Bank of Baroda. इसका implication क्या है? Why is it awarded? The certificate basically affirms bank's operational resilience. It shows that the bank is very much efficient and its operations are very much resilient. Business continuity planning and risk management capabilities are consistent with the global best practices, that your operational resilience, your business management planning, your risk management, all of them are in consistence with what is being followed at the global level. So this is the implication of the award. And this accreditation also recognizes the bank's ability to maintain robust business continuity practices, uninterrupted services during unforeseen disruptions. So it says that bank is very much prepared to stand by any economic crisis or any unforeseen crisis or situation. And also it effectively manages the risk and uphold the services reliability. So remember, Bank of Baroda has been awarded with this very, very important question. The next news we have is Nepal has been included in the FATF grey list. Nepal recently has been included for the second time in the Financial Action Task Force grey list. What is Financial Action Task Force? See, FATF was established by the G20 countries. FATF is an international framework. It is an organization which is working to prevent money laundering and terror funding, right? FATF is very important organization. FATF, Financial Action Task Force. Financial Action Task Force. Okay, लिखा हुआ. Financial Action Task Force. G20 countries, G20 or G7? Pardon me if I'm incorrect, right? So please confirm. It is either G7 or G20? Please confirm it, right? So G7 or G20, either of them, they have established this. The purpose is to prevent money laundering and terror funding. Prevent money laundering and terror funding. Now, in this mechanism, it has basically two kind of lists: grey lists and blacklist. Grey list and blacklist. It monitors countries based on their continuous actions to eliminate terrorism, to eliminate money laundering, to eliminate terror funding, etc. If any country is complying with the guidelines of FATF, but still, requires a lot of efforts from the government side to prevent terror funding and money laundering, it is placed in the grey list. If any country, despite lot of warnings and indications given by the organization, is still not cooperating for quite long period of time, it is placed in blacklist. What are the implications? They have to face certain economic sanctions and all. Their loan taking capacities are curtailed, their trade relations might affect, might get affected. They will not be allowed, loans from international institutions, or certain sanctions will be there. So these are the methods of preventing them. Now Nepal, since has been placed in the grey list, that means Nepal requires to do a lot in terms of preventing money laundering and reducing and eliminating terror funding and terrorist activities. But it is not in the blacklist, remember, right? So this is the thing, recent addition. Now very important question is, apart from Nepal being there in the grey list, you need to remember which all countries are there, those who are included in the blacklist. So presently, which countries are there in the blacklist? This can be a very probable question for all the examinations. So presently, blacklist mein you don't have Pakistan, right? So you have Democratic People's Republic of North Korea, then you have Iran and Myanmar. So only 3 countries as of now are there in the blacklist of FATF. Remember, as of now, only 3 countries are there in the FATF. Which are they? North Korea, Iran and Myanmar. Remember their names. North Korea, Iran and Myanmar. And that is it about the banking and finance news segment from 2nd March. That's all about 2nd March. Now we will be discussing the top 5 MCQs. First question. SEBI has recently allowed all NBFCs, including housing finance companies, to invest in the security receipts issued by ARCs. You need to tell me, as per the earlier guidelines, only non-deposit taking NBFCs within asset size of how many crores and above were allowed to invest into such securities. What were the earlier guidelines? Tell me. Very good. So earlier, 50 crores, right? Such NBFCs, non-deposit taking NBFCs, in asset sizes 50 crores or above were only allowed. Next question. Which of the following banks recently has executed first ever trade in gold by any bank on India International Bullion Exchange under the special category client nominated bank category? Yeah, so the correct answer here would be HDFC. Remember that, right? Option B is the right answer here. HDFC. Remember that. It is going to be very important. HDFC Bank is the correct option. Next question. Which of the following bank has recently been awarded with ISO 22301 Business Continuity Management System certification from British Standards Institution? This award has been given to which bank recently? So the award has been given, very good. The award has been given to Bank of Baroda. Bank of Baroda. Right, well done. Bank of Baroda. Next question, which of the following countries has been recently included in the grey list of FATF for 2nd time? Grey list of FATF recently, which country has been included for the 2nd time? The correct option is Nepal, right? And if I ask you, which all countries are there in the blacklist presently? Tell me. So Nepal is in the grey list. If I ask you which all countries are there in the blacklist, kindly tell me. ब्लैकलिस्ट में कौन कौन सी कंट्रीज है? ब्लैकलिस्ट में यू हैव नॉर्थ कोरिया, रिमेंबर, then Iran presently, and Myanmar. These are in your blacklist, right? Well done. So remember that. Now next question. According to the report by State Bank of India, India's per capita GDP at current year prices is estimated to reach how many lakh in the financial year 2024-25. This is, I think I have discussed yesterday only with you. So if you don't remember from, because today we have not included, but I have included in this, in yesterday's discussion, if I am correct. So if you can please tell me the answer. According to SBI, India's per capita GDP at current prices is estimated to reach how many lakhs in the financial year 24-25? No, this is the daily CA only, Satyen. We have this, it will happen regularly. It is the daily CA. It's just that now we are going to cover banking and finance news only, because there are certain news like MOUs and all which does not require any discussion. It's just to be crammed up, and in that case the session becomes very lengthy. Also, this is also to save your time. And you will get the entire PDF as usual. Entire content would be provided, including all the segments of news as usual. Here your correct answer would be 2.35 lakh rupees. Okay. Option C. Yes. Option C. Next question. So this is your learning exercise for today. According to Indian Council of Research on International Economic Relations Process Center for Internet and Digital Economy report, India is which number of the largest economy in the world? So this is going to be your learning exercise. Go through the content. For 2nd March ke content mein go through it. You will find this news and you tell me the answer in the comment section. Also, there is one thing. Yesterday, the Prague tournament which I was talking about, so it has not concluded yet. I think today only it is going to conclude. So the sessions are still going on. The information in the content has been updated. What you need to remember is learning exercise जो मैंने कल दी थी आपको, जो question दिया था, it was 2 consecutive win by R Pragnananda, he has not won the entire tournament yet, right? So please remember that, and pardon me for any discrepancy if it caused, and any confusion if it has caused to you. I hope it is clear now. So R Pragnananda वाला जो न्यूज था उसमें remember अभी टूर्नामेंट कंक्लूड नहीं हुआ है, 2 मैचेस उन्होंने जीते थे, still going on. So it has been updated in your Word document. Anything else you want to ask me? Any questions from today's session? No doubts? Alright then, thank you so much for staying tuned. I'll see you in the next session. Till then, have a great day. Keep on revising. Thank you.